The moment has arrived.
I pushed the button. It's going to work.
This is going to be scary good, man.
I'm sorry?
We're killing it. It's Maddie Levine with my good friend David and Auken. Welcome to the Fight Banana Show.
The ruthless one, Elle Dawson.
Hey, guys.
Our girl, Gillian, the savage Robertson.
What's up? How you guys doing?
Welcome to the Fight Banana Show. 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern, only on Fight Bananas.
That intro will never not get me hyped. I freaking love that thing, man.
It hits. It hits.
Dude, it smacks. It's so fun. It's so fun. It makes me feel so legit.
You are legit. What are you talking about?
Who am I kidding? Who am I kidding?
You are legit, dude. You know what I'm going to do for an hour on this show? At the end, of course, we have two UFC studs coming out. Studs. Not even like inside the ring, outside the ring, cage, right? Jillian, the Savage Robertson, Mike Beast Boy Davis later on. But the first 30 minutes of this, I'm going to be like your promo person. Like, dude, you need a up. I'm going to who's the corner of Rocky Balboa? That old guy who yells? Mickey?
I don't know. Mickey. Is it Mickey?
I'm your Mickey today, dude. I'm just
you know who my biggest fan is?
Who's your
Joe
biggest?
Grimaldi. Hey, Dad.
Your dad.
What's going on? Hey, Dad.
Dude, that's the best, man. That brings a
Red light goes on. Dad's in. Boom. Done.
I love it, dude.
It's so funny.
Shout out to your dad, Maddie.
I know. Other dads do better. Just kidding, Dave. You're great. Hi, everyone. Maddie Levine here. Dave Van Auken with me. Welcome back to the Fight Banana Show. We look forward to Tuesdays every single week because, Dave, I feel like an hour a week is just simply not enough to catch up.
It's not. It's I hope one day more than anything on this planet that me and you will be doing this daily. Like this is our thing. An hour or multiple hours a day, Monday through Friday, cashing checks. Kissing babies, talking with our friends, our fighters and all that stuff. And one day. There's like so much to talk about, and it's like it's cool. It's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be good.
Before we jump into it, how was your weekend? Because I have some stuff to share and I'm excited. So you get to yours first.
Weekend. Oh no, the weekend. Okay. Here, old age thing is coming to. This is like a thing of our show, I think.
Yeah.
Friday night and Saturday night, I was literally out driving the streets. If the kids say it,
that's right. You had a busy weekend.
Hey, over 3 a.m. I was out and about past 3 a.m. both nights. Friday night down there in South Florida, Miami, to a private location for the kickback at Karate Combat. I know we'll probably talk about that later on the show. Hey, free food, free drinks, free alcohol. Like that's all I got to say, right? So we'll talk about that later. Then Saturday night, Santa Claus sent me commentary in island fights, which I missed absolute dearly. Santa Claus brought my son Royal Rumble tickets months ago.
Awesome.
And that was down there, Tropicana Field, St. Pete, Clearwater area. So me and my son went down there. It was his first wrestling event ever. Like those eyes of like just seeing fireworks and the bigger life. It's a real life circus for him seeing that the first time and him eating cotton candy and getting a hat. He was like, it was the coolest thing ever. Like
I love it.
Yeah, like
do you know that? Have you ever seen that meme? That meme of the girl, I think she's like at a racetrack or something, and she's eating cotton candy, and she's just going like this. No, if you've never seen it, now I just look crazy, so I'm gonna have to find it for you. But that's hilarious. I had quite the weekend, dude. Oh, go.
I got one more for you. So I'm really good at directions. Like I'm awesome. I know this way is the beach.
No,
that way is the house. Like I'm pretty damn good.
Okay.
Right. Like just knowing stuff, like feeling directions. But in St. Pete, like I've been to that, I don't want to say arena. It's a stadium. So I've been to that stadium maybe once or twice. So I'm not really familiar. Also, Royal Rumble literally had 48,000 people there. It was packed. It was jam-packed. We get there hours beforehand because no in hand. I wanted to take him to a couple things, right? Get him a t-shirt or a hat. So we park literally over a mile away from the stadium because every parking lot is full. You can't park there. It's jammed, bumper to bumper. It's packed. So that's like at 4:30 during the day. It's nice out, but it's bright out. We get done with the show around 11:30 by the time we get out of the stadium. We got to walk back over a mile and a half at 12 o'clock at night. My son is tired. He just wants to sleep on me. We got lost twice. I felt so bad. Like, you ready? I did like I went to a cop and be like, hey, I don't know where. Like, I need a parking garage. I remember it was a crazy spiral. We went to the 7th floor of this parking garage, and when I said that, they're like, "Oh, it's this way, this way, this way. You'll get right there." I'm like,
Oh, thank God.
I've never been so thankful for good police officers, and that I was
That's
lost.
like super stressful.
It was because my son's sleeping on me. It's so late at night. I don't know where to go. I don't like. It was that far away, and like. Then you're in downtown. All the buildings look the same. I don't know if it's a parking garage or an AT&T or a nightclub. I don't know.
They all look the same.
They all look the same.
That sucks.
Yeah, so
Well, I'm glad you made it home in one piece.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw, but your girl had ringside tickets to Rough and Rowdy on Thursday. Oh my God. All right. So Barstool Sports Rough and Rowdy.
So
I really didn't know what to expect because I come from a world that takes it pretty seriously. My husband's a professional fighter. I dabble in amateur level.
Your husband's a world champion, by the way.
My husband's a world champion. And we, got the opportunity to sit ringside, had zero expectations. I was like, I mean, it's Barstool Sports. This is going to be ridiculous. Dave, it was the most entertaining night I have had in such a long time.
I love that.
It was so freaking good. Was the competition high? No, but that's not why you go to these things, okay?
Yeah.
There was 20 fights. They were 3 1-minute rounds, and they played music the whole time.
When they were actually
while
fighting,
they were fighting, like it was,
wow.
It was so entertaining, dude. Like if Rough and Rowdy is coming to your city, go. It is good money spent. It is so much fun. And it was just so ridiculous. Like the amount of videos in my phone right now. Like they had dwarf fighting. They had like a dwarf championship, which was
is that
like,
the right word? Are you allowed to use that?
I believe that's the word they were using. So please don't shoot the messenger. That was the word that they were using. Okay. Just know that. Just know that. They had a ring girl competition. They like things were getting wild. It was crazy. Yeah. But definitely head over to my Instagram if you want to see some funniness at Maddie on air. Our boy Keelan hopping in the chat. What's up, Keelan?
I love us some Keelan. It's funny. I was talking to him off air, then he was texting me more. Bro, I'm sorry. I was getting ready for the show. I think Keelan might be doing something for Fight Bananas in the near future in his hometown. So
Let's go. That is an excellent addition to the team. Pumped.
Cool
I wanted to give a shout out to Conor McGregor's team real quick because the girl got invited to a little private event in Boston this week.
Ooh,
and I'm excited. So genuinely, so here's my imposter syndrome coming full tilt, right? I get this email and it's like, hey, we would love for you to join us for the launch of Conor McGregor's new Irish Stout called Forged. Yep. And we're having a launch party at the Black Rose in Boston. We'd love for you to be there. And so I'm reading this email and I'm like, well, this is spam. Like, this isn't real. So I like ignore it. I don't delete it, but I ignore it. I give it a few hours and I'm like, all right, let me just read it one more time. And I read it one more time. I'm like, I think this is legit. And so I answer it back. I'm like, I'd love to go there. I'd love to bring my husband, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, done. And I was like, oh my God, like, I'm going to a launch party in Boston. Let's fucking go. So keep your eyes peeled for Thursday night. I'm headed to Boston, ship it up to Boston. I'm going to try and give you, I know, right? I'm going to try and give everybody as much behind the scenes content as possible of the launch of the new Irish Stout by the Notorious One.
Look at you, Maddie. Let's go, Maddie. Let's go. Love that. Talking about being spammed. Oh, dude, you're gonna make fun of me forever. I don't know why I tell these stories on live broadcast. I cannot wait. I cannot wait when we will be streaming on a platform really damn soon. I cannot wait to tell these stories because I think these stories need to get out there. I think I am the perfect middle class America white male. I just am. I'm just I'm the people, right? So I got my son, when I get something, when my boys do good in school or something, I'm definitely that parent, and I probably do too much of this. Like, I want to get him a little gift, a little prize, because when stuff's going good, I want the momentum. Hey, if you do good, my thing, ask any of my kids. They're like, oh, what does daddy say? if you're good people get good things. Like I say that all the time. You do good things.
Good things happen to good people.
Yeah, all the time. So I always get them some Lego or something on Amazon, comes in a day, 2-3 days later. So, but when I order it, my boys are so funny. They like run to the mailbox. They think it's going to be there an hour or after dinner, or as soon as the morning comes, they run to the mailbox. So my son, youngest son, Dylan, goes to the mailbox. He's like, oh, it's not in yet, but Dad, like, it's one of those, like, it's really big and it folds in half. It's like, oh, scratch off here. You can win a car or $20,000. I'm like, oh man, I've got 100 of those in my life. 99 I rip up and throw in the trash right away. This one, for some reason, I'm like, dude, let me scratch it off. What? I won $20,000, Maddie. I was like, this is awesome.
Wait, what?
They're like, all you have to do is just text this number and they will tell you something, and you have to go to the dealership. You'll win $20,000. I'm like, awesome. So I scratch it off, text the number in. And ever since that, I've been spammed on my goddamn phone for a week straight. Shoes, I got to buy makeup, I got to buy new insurance, everything. I got spammed.
Oh, you got totally scammed, dude. I mean, that's way better than the scam that's been going around of somebody, they'll call your dad and they'll say like, hey, your daughter's in jail, you got to bail her out. It's like really messed up. It's really messed up. But you're a dum-dum. Way to think that you were gonna win that, but that's really funny. Okay, so let's talk about some MMA stuff, shall we?
Yeah. We do that.
We do that sometimes. Let's talk about the MMA rule changes that might be coming to the UFC. It's being decided today. I'm not sure at what time. But there was a very interesting conversation on online yesterday because it looks like we're going to get a change to what it means to be a grounded fighter. So Andy Foster, the executive director of the California State Commission, feels that it needs to be changed. My dog is ruining my studio right now. Do you see this? My lightsaber just fell down.
Look at you, dude.
Anyway.
That's pretty cool. I didn't even know about that, dude.
The culprit.
Dude, look at that assassin. Wow.
She's going to help me tell this story. So he decided that he wants to make an amendment to what it means to be a grounded opponent. And I think this is needed. I think this is necessary. And basically the rule right now is, yes, my husband is on the way. Thank God.
What a stud. Dude, I like that guy so much. Dude.
I know, he's the best.
Good
I mean,
dude.
how do you feel about this? Because basically, as it stands right now, and interestingly enough, UFC.com has not updated their rule set. Basically, I think it's one hand and both feet.
Right. So that's what you're talking about. So, okay. I love that you, brought this to my attention, and you even made a video on it, and we collabed yesterday, Fight Bananas and yourself. I loved it, Miss Maddie Levine. It was phenomenal. All right. So what they're talking about to some people who don't understand, right? Like you see it all the time in the UFC fight when someone has someone in a front and naked choke, right? Or some kind of hold, and that fighter like bends over and they put their hand on the mat. Because when they put their hand on the mat, they're down. Air quotation, folks, if everyone who listens to this post live and on a podcast, right? Audio podcast. I love if they change this rule, because just think about it. Like, I know it sounds so maybe black and white or so simple. If you're in a real fight, if me and Ross argue about where we're going for dinner, if it's Taco Bell or this Buffalo wing place, and we're in a fight, no one's ever just going to like stop and put their hand on the ground and do it. Like when you're in a UFC fight, that's like the most, chaotic, real combat, real gladiator shit you can do in 2024. Like there's just no way that it's like a fraud. It's like a fake, like get me out of this move area. So I love it. And also what the guy said too, I saw your post, Maddie, and I went back and watched it. Andy Foster, he was like, there's too much gray area because so many fighters were doing it. Then they were like, some fighters were trying to pull him up and then knee him at the same time. It was close things.
Yeah.
If you just take it out, now the fighter knows, oh, I can't do it. it won't become a problem. It just won't.
Right. I think there's so many fights that you can think of. I mean, right off the bat, the Arnold Allen fight, like
Yeah.
it was that gray area of,
Yeah,
is his
yeah.
opponent's hand down? Is it not? Because it wasn't when he was kneeing. And I think the biggest issue is every ref views it differently.
Right.
So if you're going to have unified rules, they have to be unified. You all
Right.
have to agree on it. So I think this is well overdue.
Love it.
I don't know what his amendment exactly is. I don't know if he's just getting rid of the hand and then that's it. They're not changing anything else about it. I'm not sure, but that's all I know. So we'll see. I think we'll be getting an answer today. He was meeting
Right.
with the committee today. So, and he did make a point that if this does pass, it will go into effect very quickly. Like they're not going to waste any time. So
Yeah, I think they should. My thing is, if the guy is flat back on the canvas,
Mhm.
they're down. Other than that, you knee away, go for it, elbow
Right.
away. Like
Right.
other than a guy being like this, you can't knee when you're on top. You're 70-30 kind of a thing.
Mhm.
Other than that, go for it. Like, let's go. What are we doing here?
I know.
Come on.
Let's get these rules set because we have a bunch of fight cards coming up that we are so pumped about. I mean, everybody's talking about UFC 300, but we got to talk about Kayla Harrison first, coming out as the -500 betting favorite.
Insane.
I am excited.
Okay.
I think that's intense. I think that's a bit of a stretch. A
It's a big
-500 is a bit of a stretch.
Yep.
And I think people need to really consider the fact that this woman is going to have a very intense weight cut to get down to 135.
Good point, good
So
point.
I am pumped for this fight. First of all, Dana showing how much he respects and likes Kayla by putting her debut on UFC 300.
Mhm.
That's pretty dope. And yeah, I love it all around. Love it.
I am paid and work for Game Bread Bare Knuckle. They sign my check, so I will always say great things about them. The PFL has done so much for me personally, and they take great care of me. I was at their press conference last Wednesday. We can even maybe chat about that later. Asking questions. They give me the microphone. It's awesome. They do great by me. There's just one thing that the UFC does. It's not even close to any other organization on this planet. They do a lot of stuff better, but probably this, I think like 100 out of 100 people will agree. They promote and they can create a female superstar better than any other fight promotion on this planet. Boxing promotion. Jake Paul is even main eventing Amanda Serrano. Awesome. She won't ever be as big a star as she was in the UFC. That's why she's even trying to do the MMA thing. Bellator had anything. The UFC, what they did to Ronda Rousey, like they made Ronda Rousey maybe the biggest face in combat sports in a male-dominated, brand population, and she was the face of the game for a long time.
Yeah.
So
what I really value what I admire rather about the UFC is that they understand that a woman can be feminine and sexy and sell pay-per-view that way, but also selling the violence behind it. So what you see in a lot of organizations,
right,
you see the beautiful women, you see them getting all dolled up at weigh-ins, you see them really promoting that sex appeal, and I'm here for it. Listen, I'm a woman, I get it. Like let's doll up, let's look good, and then let's get to business come fight night. But
you did just sign up to OnlyFans, I saw, right?
Oh God, that's a story for another time. You're gonna get me in trouble. My husband's watching here. Hello. Coco, don't tell dad. Don't tell dad. But what they do,
we just got 34 more viewers. Holy shit.
Listen, focus, Dave. Focus. So what the other organizations are missing is while they do promote that sex appeal and all that stuff, they forget to promote the fight itself.
Yeah.
And I think the UFC does a really good job of balancing both sides of the coin. Like with Ronda Rousey, she was a beautiful woman, but she was also a killer. Kayla Harrison, I mean, that's like a whole new beast in itself. Like her talent is just, it's incredible, But yeah,
the
I just
PFL,
they
I
do
feel
a
like
really
they
good job
tried.
of that.
I'm not saying the PFL didn't do good by Kayla. I just feel there's only so much they can do. There's a breakthrough that they can't get to the UFC's eyes and population and their socials and everything of that nature. dude, Kayla was so dominant for so long. And like, dude, I know Kayla. I got her number on my phone. We actually worked together on Game Bread Bare Knuckle. She was literally a colleague of mine, right? I love me some Kayla Harrison. The UFC is going to could make her the biggest female star in combat sports in 2024 and beyond. It's up to now Kayla. It's about her performance. If she beats Holly Holm.
Right, that's what I was
and
going to
if
say.
Juliana beats Rocky Pennington, and if they match up Kayla and Juliana, and then she wins that, she could be the champ. God forbid Amanda Nunes comes back. There's like 3 big fights for her in a row, like humongous fights, main event type of fights. Kayla could become a freaking superstar.
I am glad that you brought up Amanda Nunes because that sets up my next point here. Remember last week when we were talking about Amanda Nunes being front row and center for Pennington, that fight?
Yeah.
And Megan O'Leary asks her, hey, would you ever return? And she was kind of coy about it. She didn't say no. You know, she didn't say yes, but she didn't say no. That makes me feel like she knew something was going down because some fighters, you know, they're obviously going to know more than the general public will know. And I think that Amanda Nunes probably knew that Kayla Harrison was joining the roster. And I think if we do see the return of Amanda Nunes, it was because she wants Kayla Harrison. I would lose my mind. That would be, that's the fight. That's the fight.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
And it would be a main event fight. It would be Kayla on 2 wins in a row after a year of the promotion behind her. And if she won that fight, she would absolutely be just the biggest female star in the sport. Talking about that, shout out to our girl, Elle Dawson. It's usually me, you, and Elle.
I was gonna do that.
Elle's coming off of, the ACL surgery. She was like, she texted me this morning and she's like she was planning on doing it and doing back. And she's like, dude, I'm having a rough day I'm like, dude, don't even worry. Like, dude, get better. Like that's like major surgery. We have a long road ahead of us, a long, what is that? What is the airplane flight? What is it called?
Journey?
Not journey, like the airplane lands and they take off. Runway. We have a long runway in front of us.
Yes.
I'm a wordsmith. I'm good with words. What can I say? You sound like Coco just took over.
Can somebody take a picture of this, please?
You want me to?
Yes, I do. Take a picture.
Nailed it. Look at that. That's live TV right there. Folks.
My husband's finally home.
Okay.
Somebody
Okay. All right.
About OnlyFans?
No, nobody said anything about OnlyFans. Okay.
Ross, keep an eye out, my man. Keep an eye out.
Now I have to explain my.
Listen, the OnlyFans is going to be all butt pics, but here's the thing. It's really just going to be zoomed in like this.
Woo!
Right? So you're never going to know, but it's going to be my fingers. So
I thought you were going to say it's your butt.
He's ridiculous. He's ridiculous. He's so ridiculous. We're already scheming on how we can do like a feet pic, but like it's just Coco's paws. We're just gonna sell that. But anyway,
dog food's expensive. Like I'm putting my kids to work already. They do all the dishes at my house.
Oh my God. Anyway, so where were we? We're talking about Kayla Harrison.
I got one more I got a question for you. I'm gonna be aggressive on this one with you.
I love
Ready?
It.
So this might be, I believe, the last live show that we do before we know. Look at that product work. The main event of UFC 300. This is it. So I want you'll go first. I'll go second. We got to just listen. I made a podcast about this. It got great traction. It's got a ton of downloads on it. Super pumped. Anyone who downloads, subscribe to the Dave Van Auken Show on all podcast platforms. Thank you. This podcast will be on its form, but this is our last chance to predict the main event of UFC 300. And then before you do that, I do think this has backfired in a weird way because we are I think MMA fans or UFC fans, air quotations, we're such a creature of habit. We love fights on Saturday night. Every pay-per-view for the last 299, they say, hey, Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Cheeto Vera is the main event. And then they give you what's underneath it of Dustin Poirier and Benoit St. Denis. Oh, MVP and Kevin Holland. That's how they do it. This, for some reason, UFC 300, they kind of went backwards. They gave us prelim, then they gave us main card fights, and then they gave us a co-main, or they gave us a feature. They haven't gave us the main event, and people are freaking out about it, Maddie.
I love that they did this.
Me too. I love it. I like it. So different. But what's your prediction on UFC 300's main event?
I think we're going to share at least one of the same fighters. I think it will be Conor McGregor. None of this bullshit of like that other card he's saying that they're going to be on. I really don't believe that. I think it's either going to be Conor and Chandler, or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, Conor and Chandler. I see that happening. Or it's going to be Conor and Colby Covington in the welterweight division.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I respect that of the second because I haven't even really heard that one. It's the first one. It's Conor. It's Michael Chandler. Dude, they already had a show on ESPN. Like they're a main network, did a whole Ultimate Fighter on it. They got so much behind the scenes. They're twerping back and forth. There's no way they're waiting to June. Guys, it's Conor and Chandler. It's happening. I'm like, I don't know why I feel so good about it. I probably feel too damn good about it, so it might get not happen, but I'm pretty damn sure. You're on mute.
We're good.
Okay.
First of all, can we just talk about Conor's comebacks and how chef's kiss they are? Like Chandler will go on a tangent on Twitter,
yeah.
like literally paragraph, and Conor will just come back with like the slickest comeback. Like he Chandler said something about like get off the yacht, it's time to like come and fight me, and he's like, well, the yacht has a gym, so
yeah. Dude, it's
like nobody else can say that. Only he can
and
say
Conor's
that.
amazing. We know that. It's why he is who he is. He's amazing on the mic. He's awesome. But I bet you, I guarantee you, Maddie, there's a freaking team around. Like, okay, what are we gonna do? What are he on Twitter? His Twitter game is top 5. His Twitter game is amazing.
It's amazing. But his loudness also makes me wonder. Maybe it's not him. Like maybe he just wants it to be him. Have we heard from Jamal Hill lately? Do we know where he stands on like when he's coming back?
I actually haven't. I know he is in set to return. I think that's too early. I do think because I would have dude. I think we saw it. We're literally, I think it's 8 weeks away now.
Yeah.
8 Saturdays from this Saturday is UFC 300. To me, you got to be in the gym. Like you got to be. This is your.
Oh, they know. The main event knows that they're the main event.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and I don't think it's Jamal Hill because he's not back in the gym yet.
Got you.
That's
Okay.
what I'm saying.
Because I was thinking, like, could it be Jamal versus Pereira? Like, is that a big enough draw? Like, I don't know.
I do love that fight personally. I just don't know if that's the main event of UFC.
Is it John Jones?
No, I think he's still hurt.
Is he still hurt?
I think so.
Yeah. See, like that's the thing. It's like all these killers are freaking hurt. What I keep seeing too is like people shitting on UFC 300, saying it's not big enough. Like, what else do you want? Like, let me just pull up the fights that have been announced. Okay, we got the co-main is the strawweight championship. That's gonna be a banger. You got Yuri and Rakic. I always fuck up his last name, but
wait, you already missed one. You missed one on the top.
Well,
the BMF.
I was gonna go back. I was gonna go back to that one. I
Okay.
was saving that because I mean,
So good.
It does not get better than Gaethje versus Holloway. Like, are you kidding me?
That fight, I hate to say this, whatever they make the main event of UFC 300 because the name recognition, Gaethje Holloway is a better fight. Like, you cannot make a better fight than Gaethje Holloway.
That could have easily been the main event.
Yeah.
The fact that that's not the main event.
Right. Yeah. I'll keep going. I'm sorry. I don't want to keep the card.
No, I mean, that's just some of the names. Like, I mean, Calvin Kattar's coming back against Aljo.
I love that fight. Love that fight.
That's going to be what? Listen,
the greatest bantamweight ever fighting his first fight in the featherweight division against Calvin Kattar. He's not fighting a bum. Calvin's a stud. Like, that is a great fight. Great fight.
I know. That's going to be wild. What else? We got Charles Oliveira, Sarukian. Dude, come on. Bo Nickel, Cody Brundage, Davison Figueiredo, Cody Garbrandt. That one's incredible.
Oliveira and Sarakian could be a main event of a pay-per-view. If that had the title, that's a main event.
Exactly. Dude, Andrade versus Marina Rodriguez. I mean, come on. Bobby
Kayla Harrison and Holly Holm.
The People's Fight, Bobby Green and Jim Miller. Come on.
No, it's so good, people. Come on now.
It's so good. Like, we have so much to look forward to on that. I can't wait.
Talking about so good and talking about can't wait. He just broke some fight news last week. He will be fighting Natan Levy. He's a Fight Bananas original. I'm talking about the one and only Mike Beast Boy Davis.
Yo.
What's up, brother?
What's up?
Welcome to the show.
Not too much. Just finished recording some shit at Fusion. Everyone's here is doing good. I'm having fun.
Hell yeah.
Nothing crazy.
When you say recording, you guys doing like content, or you recording training and stuff of that nature?
Training and content. We're making a bunch of stuff.
I
Just
love
having
that.
fun.
I love that, dude.
I feel like your teammate Mikey Conlin's always making you guys do stupid videos. Was it Mikey?
No, it's not. It's not Mikey. It's Mitch.
Oh, okay.
Mitch is the one that does
Oh,
content.
he's the mastermind. That's
Yeah,
right.
he's
Right.
a mastermind.
I love it.
Hell yeah.
Did you
But,
just
and
get
Mikey
done
does
with-
his own. Mikey does stuff too.
Yeah. Did you just get done with your training, or are you getting ready to get started?
Maybe get started. I'm getting ready to get started.
Nice.
When's that fight date again? When is it coming up?
March 16th.
That's around the corner.
Yeah, I know.
That's awesome. So wait, but Mike, we've talked on air, off air. Last time you were like, Dave, I want to get a fight. I'm ready. Have a 2024. You were talking about, hey, this could be my 3-0, 4-0 year. Get in the rankings, big stuff. When did this fight come to be? How long did you know about it? Do you love the opponent? All that. Tell us the little bit of backstory.
So I asked for a fight. I said I was healthy back in like September.
Jeez.
And finally somebody said, yeah, I really, anytime I get a fight with the UFC, I don't care who it is. They just like, oh man, they'll just say such and such wants accepted a fight, or this is the name they got. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know who that is. Or I do know who it is. And it's like, yeah, bro, I don't care. So just sign the paper. Let's do it. So I found out about this about 3 weeks ago. And now I guess getting into it, March 16th.
3 weeks. So they don't give you much time, do they?
That's way more time than I was expecting.
Yeah. That's decent.
Good. So
That's decent.
2023 ended up being kind of a quiet year for you. Was that by choice, or were you just like chomping at the bit, patiently waiting?
I had surgeries. I had two
Okay.
surgeries. I had meniscus surgery and rotator cuff surgery. So I just had to wait for those to heal. And then when they did heal,
Yeah.
it was around September-ish when I was getting good and started asking for fights.
Natan Levy, legit fighter, really good. Have you seen him? Because you said that. I know a lot of people, sometimes you do know, sometimes you don't. Did you know of Levy beforehand?
Yeah.
And
So
are you aware of him now?
I like Levy. I love his fighting. I love his fighting style. He's a good fighter. He's a good guy. I never hear anything bad about him. And I'm good friends with one of his friends, Gerard. Everyone knows Gerard. So we're all good friends. And yeah, man, I hate fighting people that know people I know. It's weird. But it's also, it's been a year. Money's getting low. It's time to get in there. So.
With that being said, Mike, is that, dude, both you guys are super excited. Like, to me, this is already, and I hate saying this because I know you and whatever.
Don't say fight of the night. Don't say fight of the night, because it's not. I'm not doing fight of the night anymore. I'm not doing 3 rounds anymore.
But performance of the night.
I love that.
Performance of the night.
That sounds better. That's good.
Yeah.
I like that. That's so good. Because usually fight of the night means it was gruesome and ugly.
Yeah,
and
a
crazy.
hard fight is back and forth. I'm not doing that anymore.
Exactly.
Performance of the night, knockout of the night, one or the other, and I'm going home.
Ooh, I love that energy, Mike. I love that. And I have to commend you because I love how open and honest you were. I want to say it was last year. You were kind of touching upon how you struggled with self-confidence in the past, and you struggled, just being yourself in the cage. How have you evolved since then? How have you worked to really hone in on your mental game?
I talk. I've just been getting into conversations with a lot of people. Honestly, gaming has been one of my biggest outputs, and it allows me to free my mind and stop focusing so heavy on things I'm doing wrong or things I'm doing right, bad things in life or good things in life. It's my freedom. So that's why I game so much, or I stream so much. I talk to the fans. I've had people come into my chat who are like suicidal and just talk to me, and it allows me to get really close to a lot of people. So what they're going through, what I'm going through, we're all getting through it together, and I feel so much better. And I think the one thing that made me a lot more confident in my MMA is how good I have gotten in this last year. I have been training in the dark. I don't post a lot of my training stuff. I never really do. I am a social media guy, but I'm not like that social media guy. I'm not I trained today, so let me post 10 stories and 4 reels. I'm not that guy.
Right.
I'm training. I've always been training. I'm about to get my black belt.
Ooh,
My striking has evolved to another level. I'm barely getting touched now, and I'm feeling good.
that's some
that's
powerful stuff, man. What's your game of choice?
Oh my God, Pal World! I can't stop playing. I have put like 100 hours into Pal World within like 7 days.
Oh my god! And this is all on Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch. I'm actually switching over to Kick.
Okay. So
What's your kick
now.
handle?
Mike Davis UFC.
All right.
Look at that. Let's get
I
people.
gotta get on one of these. I just sit like I'll be doing work and all of a sudden I'll hear guns shooting and then I'm like, oh, I guess my husband's playing Call of Duty. Like that's about it, right?
I mean,
That's
Call of Duty is great, but it builds rage in your body. So
honestly,
so Power
you know what?
Power World is honestly amazing because it's Pokemon. If you've ever played Pokemon as a kid,
Oh, okay.
it's the same thing except open world. You can go wherever, you can fly the
Ooh.
Pokemon, you can do a lot. So it's Power World. It's not Pokemon. So
I'm gonna have to look into this. Because if my husband's having a bad round in Call of Duty, like I have to hear about it. It's like
Exactly.
I don't fucking know what you're talking about, man. Like, no. You were trending recently on Millions. Did you know this?
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
trending fighter on Millions.
number 3 streamer on Millions.
Hell yeah.
Trust
How
me,
does
I use it for
feel?
brands all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's dope. Like, how does it feel to have support like that?
That's cool. I've been working with Millions since last year, like maybe June, and I've done a few streams right now. They just actually messaged me to stream the Super Bowl, so that'll be February 13th, I think.
Small flex. That's kind of dope.
Are you rooting for anyone in the Super Bowl? Chiefs or Niners? Or you don't care?
Or Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift for sure.
Yeah.
AI version of Taylor Swift.
Dude.
That's the correct answer.
Yo,
All right.
okay. I'm sorry, Dave. We got to touch upon the AI Taylor Swift shit. That was wild. Did you see any of that, Mike?
I didn't. I just saw one post of some AI Taylor Swift, and I was like, "Oh snap! I bet you this is gonna take off." And
Yo,
Taylor Swift creates earthquakes with how many people support her.
I know it's wild. Listen, if you haven't seen the AI Taylor Swift, just consider yourself lucky. Dave, continue.
Okay. I was going to say, Mike, I know you're at the gym. I know you got to get back in it. We're going to let you run. I got one fun last question, though, for you. Maddie and I were going back and forth because we do think this is probably the last show we're going to get before they finally announce the UFC 300 main event. I was thinking it should be Mike Beast Boy Davis. I was thinking it could be our girl Gillian, the Savage Robertson. But if it's not you guys, who do you think will be the main event of UFC 300?
Hold on. Let me.
Okay.
UFC 300.
To put it in perspective, Gaethje versus Holloway is the co-main. It's not even the main.
Dang.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
I don't know who it could be then.
I know.
You have any insights, Dave? You already know?
Mike, it's got to be Conor. It has to be Conor.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, it has to be. There's no one else that it could be because everyone else is taken up or has fought already.
Right.
Is fought already, is injured.
Yeah. It's not Makhachev. It's not nothing crazy. The one thing I'm hearing a little bit, and they talked to both guys, it could be Duplessis versus Izzy, but that's awesome. And that is great. But is that UFC 300 main event? Is that, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
UFC main event. To give it to Conor would probably make sense since he is the person who has sold the most pay-per-views ever for the UFC. So it would make sense. And for him to be coming back, people expecting him to be there, wanting him to be there. Yeah. I think that's probably, you probably got it right. I thought he wasn't fighting until June though.
I mean, they announced that, but I just
he announced that. That's what I kind of the cookie crumbs. The UFC never backed it. The UFC never made a fight poster. The UFC never said, McGregor to lead International Fight Week. They never went that route. So to me, it's Conor made that shit up. They just kind of wanted to swerve you. So of course you didn't think when they popped the 300 fight announcement it is. So that's my detective dadness to it. You ready? So, we'll see. Mike, we appreciate you. We want you on more often. We love talking to you Wednesday nights. Elle loved having you on. Ben and Bananas. She said she had the best time with you. But
it's always fun. It's fun. Yeah, we can do as much as you want.
Hell
You're the
yeah.
man.
No,
dude.
especially at night, because all I'm doing is playing Power World now. So
All right.
I can
Gonna
just
pull you
open
away
on a
from that.
secondary stream.
At night, I got you. I'm calling you. Hey, Mike,
Yeah.
appreciate you coming on, brother. We'll talk soon, all
Of
right?
course. Oh, last thing.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Chandler beats Connor.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's
That's
go.
it. I'm done. That's all I need. That's it.
All right.
Mike
So March
Davis is
16th,
fruition.
Mike Beast Boy Davis, Natan Levy at the Apex. It's at the Apex, right?
Yeah, at the Apex.
Perfect.
Crazy. No more. Mike, you're the man, dude. Talk to you soon, brother.
I'll see you later.
Later.
Yeah.
Mike Beast Boy Davis, everyone. Dude, I like
Love
that guy. I have video on my phone, Mike Davis main event in Island Fights like 6 years ago. Like,
Oh wow.
we went to dinner. We went to Olive Garden dinner after he weighed in. I've been around the corner with some people.
He's an OG. I dig it.
Yeah. Literally
love
OG at OG.
Hey, I see what you did there. Well, thanks for joining, Mike. But we gotta talk about Elon Musk real quick. Have you heard what Elon Musk is up to? Because
What
this
are we
shit
doing? We
is
have like things that
crazy.
pop up now. We have What are we doing, dude? This is too nice. Too good of a show. I feel like too good. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
Elon Musk making history with Neuralink. The billionaire saying that there's now a human being fitted with a neurotech startup's brain chip for the first time. Okay, so I want you to picture for a second, basically Stephen Hawking. Okay, and you know how he used to communicate with like the keyboard and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, Elon says, imagine if Stephen Hawking could communicate faster than a speed typist or auctioneer. That is the goal. So this brain chip, it's called telepathy, and it enables control of your phone or computer, and through them, almost any device just by thinking. Okay? So they take this chip, they put it in a certain part of your brain, and it can control your fucking phone.
I'm out. Dude, sometimes I don't want people to know what I'm thinking. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna get to that. But so
I don't want people to know, like, good, better, or worse, or like, I'm pretty good. I'm like a chameleon, Maddie. Like, I feel like I can talk to anyone in any room. I'm pretty good at it. But sometimes when I'm in that room, I'm thinking something that I probably shouldn't be.
we all do.
Right? Maybe that whatever.
It's called intrusive thoughts, and everybody has them. But here's the
not
thing.
even that, but like, oh, I'm trying to be nice to this person, but I really don't like them. You know what I mean? Like, I hate that. You know what? Like, that's like,
listen,
hey,
I get it.
I shake a lot of hands.
I think it's more about commands. So it's literally attached. They somehow just attach it to like commands for your phone. But here's the cool part. It's really being trialed, if you will, for people who have lost the use of their limbs. So it's people that can no longer use their hands, need a better way to communicate. I think that is fantastic.
Love that.
We all know, though, it's not just going to stay there. It's going to go into the public. It's going to be, a real thing. So this is huge. This is like, guys, the future is now. Like, it is crazy.
Can I give my wife one of these and I can have her thoughts? Is that something we can work on?
No. So I think it's just more of like, you take this little chip.
Yeah.
You stick it in your brain.
Yeah.
Literally on your brain. Mm-hmm. And it is programmed to your phone.
So, but like if I gave this to Susie and put it on her brain, right? And then on her phone, would it be like, Dave, don't fold those towels that damn way. I'm mad at you.
So if it's attached to her brain, she literally just has to think about texting you, and it will text you. So if she wants to bitch about you about the towels, she just got to think about it.
But what if she's thinking about another handsome man and not me?
Awkward. Yeah. Awkward. All of a sudden, Safari's popping up and some weird websites are popping up, and you're like, Susie.
Exactly. I'm like, wait a second. We're at the couch, we're watching Below Deck, and all of a sudden on her phone, it's like Brad Pitt in a thong. It's like, wait a second.
Brad Pitt, Jake Gyllenhaal on a yacht. What's happening?
I'm not down with this.
Obviously, it has some kinks that probably need to be worked out.
Pun intended, maybe.
It's so scary to think about how far we've come with AI and futuristic technology, and it's wild. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get on board with this,
Yeah.
But if you think back to like when life first started, like when newspapers came out, there were the majority of people thinking that that was like destroying society. So it's just like, you know, we just grow and it's scary. It's freaking scary. So Roadhouse coming out, Jake Gyllenhaal, Conor
Yes.
McGregor.
Yes, good one, Maddie.
The trailer came out last week.
Mhm.
It will be on Prime Video March 21st. Your immediate reaction to the trailer?
I wasn't. I'm not thrilled for what we do. We have to watch the movie, right? It's got Conor McGregor in it. It's got a UFC scene in it, and we've seen that video probably forever on the socials, right? With Jake Gyllenhaal in the cage and all that. Like, so we have to watch it. Yeah, Mike, thank you, bro. Like, I saw the trailer and I'm like, oh man, like this is an hour and 28 minutes. I'm not gonna get back. It stinks. Like, I'm not looking forward to it, dude. I like Conor. I like Jake. Like, I want it to be good. The trailer didn't do it justice if it is good.
I mean, call me lame, but like I was pumped up.
No,
Let's go.
what makes the world go round? You know, people can disagree. I love that. I love it.
I was fired up. I was like, well, first of all, I'm a big Jake Gyllenhaal guy. I'm a big Jake Gyllenhaal girl. I love him. Got a huge crush on the man. So that's probably why I loved it so much. But
Ross is gonna watch this show, and it's about you talking about Jake Gyllenhaal and you having an OnlyFans account. What is going on, Maddie? 2024. What's happening?
I have no comment. No comment. Listen, we have a very strong marriage. Everything is fine. Everything's fine. Conor McGregor reportedly making over $5 million for this movie. Imagine making $5 million to just be yourself. Like
that's the goal. That's the goal.
Like, you hit the jackpot in life. Like, you figured it out. Conor has figured it out. And I am excited to see it. I think it looks interesting. It's probably going to be shit. I mean, what was the first Roadhouse like? Was it even that good?
Why are you asking me?
Because, bro, you're old.
Oh, gosh. I never seen it. Never seen the first
Really?
Roadhouse. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's funny.
Let's see what it has.
And I think I even have to go back and watch the first one now because of this one coming out. I've never seen the first one. It's got Patrick Swayze in it. I know that.
Yeah, I want to see if it has a Rotten Tomato score. Hold on.
Of course it does. It's a big movie. What year did it come out? And how old do you think?
Came out in 1989.
I was literally 4 years old.
Okay, all right.
5, 4 or 5. Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes.
4 or 5. I'm watching Sesame Street there back in the 80s. I'm not watching Roadhouse.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Dude, shout out to you, Mike. I like it. Okay, he gives it a solid 7.
Ooh,
I like
okay, solid 7.
Shout out
solid
to you, Mike.
7. I don't know how to use Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know how to figure this out here. But
go to Rotten Tomatoes and you look at
it doesn't seem like it's getting all that great of a score here. But I mean, Patrick Swayze is iconic. So
a legend. Like
legend.
He did like that and Dirty Dancing like back to back, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was the movie. He was Ghost too. He was the guy who passed away in Ghost movie.
I was never allowed to watch Dirty Dancing. So yeah.
There you go, Joseph.
I love it.
Solid
I love it.
Dude, we got 2 rankings of I got to go back and watch it now.
I know. We got to watch it.
Yeah. Did you see the original Top Gun and then the new Top Gun with Tom Cruise?
I have not seen either one of them. I know.
Dude,
I am un-American at this point.
Bro,
I know. I heard great things. I heard great things about all of it.
So with how busy I am with life and Fight Bananas and everything. So I really don't get to the theater. I used to love going to the movie theaters 15 years ago. Love it. With all the kids now, I don't. And when I do go, we go see a Disney movie or we go see a Marvel movie. That's what my kids like. It's what we do. And it's a family thing. So I don't get to go see a movie, by myself. Everyone saw Top Gun. They're like, dude, this is the best movie ever. Tom Cruise killed it. This is the greatest Top Gun ever. This is the greatest movie. I'm like, dude, you're blowing it out of proportion. There's no way. So at home, Amazon Prime, we got it. $14.99. We own it now forever. It's at our house. It really is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. It's amazing.
Well,
yeah,
my man
it lived up to
Sellers in that. So
Say again.
Miles Teller is in it, so that's good enough reason to see it. I
Dude,
am not.
Ross.
I am not on my best
I
behavior
know,
today.
Ross. I'm calling him right now. I want to call him on live TV.
Listen, let's get back to UFC stuff before I get myself in trouble. Moicano versus Dober. This is going to be fire flames. It's going to be so good. Ooh, that's a fire shirt.
That's his shirt.
I know. I see that.
So good. MoneyMoicano.com.
Your thoughts on that fight?
I love the fight. It's the co-main event. The main event is Roman Dolezi. I messed up his name versus Imanov. It's a great fight, but the co-main event's the fight I want to see the most. And talk about stuff I want to see the most. Saw her Friday night with her amazing boyfriend. And we had some sliders together and maybe other stuff, but here is the one and only Gillian, the Savage Robertson.
What up,
What's up,
girl?
G?
May have had 1 or 2 of those sliders that night.
2 or 3 at least. 2 or 3 at least. I'm putting you on blast off the rip.
I think it was actually like, I want to say 4 or 5 total.
That a girl.
Oh my gosh, all the food there was absolutely insane. The fights were
good.
insane.
So
Everything.
good.
Yeah, such a dope event, honestly. Just as a whole.
It was free food and free like drinks. Like people keep on asking me about like, hey, how was it? I was like, dude, there was free food and free drinks, and I might like a cold beverage every now and then. It was free. Like, how could you say no?
It's like, need
great.
I say more? I mean, like, that's all you really need for a good event.
So I've been waiting on this story, G, because want you on it. The story is with you. We were together for this story. And I tried to tell Maddie about it. I was like, no, let me just hold this story off for the show. So we're at the event, go to the event. Event's awesome. We both leave early. We're tired. We're 30 living on like we're 55 years old. So we both want to leave. We get into the same Sprinter to take us back to our car. What did we see after that? What happened?
Like, now I'm trying to think back.
Oh my God.
She had a lot of mudslides or slides, whatever.
Dude, I didn't even. Do you remember how many cars we saw on the side of the road on every parking?
The amount of people that were there, the cops
insane.
that were there whenever we
Yes.
were leaving too.
Yes, yes.
Even honestly showing up. I showed up half an hour before doors were supposed to open, and just the amount of cars that like parking was already pretty much gone by that point. It was absolutely insane out there.
Maddie, have you ever seen the movie Field of Dreams? Kevin Costner.
Maybe like bits and pieces.
The very end of the movie, it's a really iconic scene. Is like
with the
they're like going up, and it's like you see all these line of cars with their lights on. It's like if you build it, they will come.
Mm-hmm.
Asim, if you build it, they will come. Like when we were leaving and they were like had to take us around the neighborhood to take us back to our car, every single like grass area patch, every neighbor for 100 houses, there were cars there. I've never seen anything like it. It was insane. Insane.
That's awesome.
Every neighbor just pissed.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sure. I'm sure.
Yeah, cops were there. Crazy. But G, we were just talking about the show this Saturday. I love this co-main event, Moicano versus Drew Dober. What do you think about that fight? And is there another fight? I know Molly McCann's on the card. Tell us about what you're thinking about this Saturday, UFC Vegas 85.
I was just about to talk about that. Molly McCann. She posted a picture today, and I was like, holy shit, Molly. Just the shape she's in right now.
Wow. Okay.
Being a 115er now, she's looking shredded. It's absolutely incredible to see her in this new weight class. I feel like she's like kind of like me too. She was kind of small for the 25 division. I really think 115 is just going to be her home. So I'm super excited to see this matchup. Obviously, she's already faced this opponent before too, just in a different weight. But I think she's really going to shine. So I'm just ecstatic for Molly this weekend. And then obviously, like you said, the co-main event.
So good.
Dober and Moicano. The main event with Delize too. Delize's really impressed me his last couple of fights. I feel like he's always looking for the finish. Got that nice heel hook against Phil Haas not too long ago. I feel like he's just well crafted everywhere. So I'm excited to see Delize too.
I love that you said that. I really just watched. I don't know how I know how I missed it now. We were actually live there. It was at Amway, his last win versus Jack Hermanson. And when you're live at an event, sometimes it's not as like you're doing stuff, right? You're talking with people or trying to eat or walking around, whatever. somehow I missed that fight. I just rewatched it. Do you remember how he finished Jack Hermanson, or have you seen a replay since it? It was insane. Like, he got him like in a calf cutter, then had his back. Did you like remember that?
Now that you say that, I actually do. I'm like, Delize is one of those people who's just always impressed me with his jiu-jitsu. And I'm like, I don't know, for me, I feel like that's rare. You know, not a lot of people in this sport, I'm looking like, oh shit, like they're really doing something impressive on the ground. And Delize is definitely someone like that, and someone well-crafted in the leg game, it's hard to be that in MMA necessarily, just because of the strikes and things like that. You don't really see it unless somebody is a technician like Gary Tonin or Ryan Hall, you know?
Right. One more for me, and then to you, Maddie. On this show, so you mentioned Molly and you mentioned Diana, like they're in your division. Like, it's weird. Like, I watch so many podcasters because like I want to see what they're doing. They're in my division. And I know you're friends with Molly, you fought Molly and everything of that nature. Is it different when you watch girls in your division fight? Because it's like, that's my home turf a little bit. Or can you enjoy another female MMA fight on Saturday just like anyone else?
I can definitely enjoy them. I feel like me just being a fight fan in general. But it's definitely, I guess, a little bit more interesting watching people who are in your division, especially girls that I'm like, girls who are 14-10 right now, I'm going to be watching very closely, you know? Yeah. So I'm like, girls that are definitely possible matchups in the near future, I'm watching their fights different than I'm watching the rest of the card.
Right.
I mean, how can you not? It'd be so hard to just like sit back. Like, you got to watch it with a critical eye, right? Any predictions?
Every day I'm looking at the rankings, just being like, oh, this girl, right. I want this matchup. So I'm like, it's constantly in my mind. It's impossible not when it's when you're watching the fights.
Yeah. Do you see this going in favor of Molly?
I think so. I think it went her way the first time. I think it goes her way again. She's a little scrapper, you know? It's hard to get her out of a fight. She just has so much fight in her. So yeah. I feel like she's going to keep on coming forward. And Diana's typically trying to strike too. So it's a good matchup for Molly.
I just feel like Molly's got that dog in her, you know? Like, she's just like, here I come. Like, you know, it's just so entertaining. I want to talk about your new t-shirt because it is fire. I absolutely love it. Did you design it yourself or?
Yeah, me and my manager Laura kind of worked together. We were coming up with a design. After my last fight, when I fought Pierre, I posted that smoking joints and breaking them, and I feel like that got a lot of traction. So we were trying to do something around that.
It's so clever. Where can people buy them yet?
Yeah, on Gillian-Robertson.com, you can go ahead and buy them. Yeah.
Gillian-Robertson.com. Get that new swag. I'm getting one.
They got shorts. G's got shorts.
Oh, snap.
We got shorts, we got sweatpants, we got shirts, hoodies, everything.
Yeah, it was sick. I'll have the black one on in a couple weeks. I saw there's a white one. There's all kinds of stuff. Love it. We pushed it last night. We'll push it for the next foreseeable future. But Gillian-Robertson.com is where you can get the merch. I think Maddie's looking it up right now.
I am. He does some fire stuff out here, girl. These sweatpants are like, yes, I want these.
Really good shit.
The
Two more things
also, for you. I was just going to say, the link's also in my bio on Instagram if you just want to go ahead and click there.
Perfect.
What's your Instagram handle?
Savage_UFC.
Love it.
All these underscores.
We can push product, bro. Like Fight Bananas, we can push it. Two funny things maybe, and then if Maddie's got more stuff for you, we can keep rolling. One is I've noticed that Michelle Watterson doesn't have an opponent. You know, she's open, doesn't have a date. You know, that's a cool one. Could be a nice poster.
I feel like looking at the top, like 10 to 14. The two most intriguing for me currently would be Watterson or Hill. I'm like, I feel like those would both be great matchups. I want to say Kovalkiewicz is 13. So I'm like another interesting matchup for me. I'm not really interested. Tabitha Ritchie's, I think 12. I'm not really interested in like rematching her initially right now, you know? Yeah. The other ones are a little bit more interesting, but I think Watterson or Hill would definitely be a good matchup. And I'm like, they're both vets in the game. I respect them so much. It'd be dope to be across the cage from them.
You mentioned, okay, that's funny. You mentioned Angie Hill. You know, Dean Thomas was there on Friday night for kickback. It was cool. I talked to him probably too much. We talked a lot before the show really got started. You know, does that? Of course, he's your coach. He's your rider. He's day one. He's literally day one. I'm like, I feel that way a little bit with you. Dean's got like 7 years on me, right? So like, dude, Dean's your day one, but like, he's also friendly, right? With Angie Hill. Like, would that be a little weird at all or not at all? Like, it's the fight game. You're going to do that. It's going to happen sooner or later.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who it is. Like I'll fight my best friend. I don't care. You know, it's the fight game. It is what it is to me. I'm like, I don't even look at it like that when we're going in the cage, you know, and after it, I wouldn't look at it like that either. It's like, we're both trying to reach the same goal, you know? So it's like, if one of us is in the other one's way, it's just, it's how it has to happen. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, it doesn't, like, even Pollyanna Viana, I trained with her at ATT. Maria Agpova, I trained with her at ATT. Yeah. So it's like, I was friendly with both of those girls. And for me, it just doesn't matter. It's the business.
It's the business, man.
One more for me, and like I said, if Maddie has something else, if not, we'll let you run soon. Okay, this could be the very last show.
Yeah, I mean, this was going to be my question, so this is a perfect way to end it.
Okay. This is the last show before I think, assume we know the main event for UFC 300. They've been teasing it. It's been going on forever. Gee, to me, we talked about, it's like the first card ever. They worked its way bottom, like UFC 299. They give you O'Malley and Cheeto, and then they tell you the rest of the card. For some reason, for UFC 300, they gave us prelim fights, main card fights. Kayla Harrison's on the card, so on and so on. They haven't gave us the main event. Nina teased it yesterday that it will come out this week. It's Tuesday afternoon. I think in the next 36 hours, we will know the main event of UFC 300. I said mine. Maddie said hers. We had Mike Davis on earlier. He said his. What do you think, Gillian Robertson? What do you think will be the UFC 300 main event?
I don't know, man. I know I've seen little training clips of Conor recently, and I just feel like it's hard for it not to be Conor, you know? Mm-hmm. Obviously, that Conor Chandler has been in the talks for a while, so I could definitely see it being them going that route. It's hard for it not to be Conor. You know, Conor really is just I was talking to my boyfriend about it recently. I'm like, it's amazing how he's still relevant in this sport.
It's wild.
It's wild. It's absolutely incredible what he's done and how he's just like transcended MMA, you know, like he's on that next level where it's just, he is that superstar power. So I don't see how they're going to do UFC 300 without Conor McGregor.
Such a good call. And it's so funny you said that, because think about it this way. I know it's like all those stats out there. It's been like 4 years since his last win. It's been, 20 months since his last fight of Dustin Poirier. I think it's actually been 2 years, almost officially 2 years since his last fight. And like you said, he's still the biggest name, the biggest star. He's everywhere. God forbid. Imagine if that man goes on a 3-fight heater. Imagine if he toasts Michael Chandler.
Don't put it past him.
I don't imagine if he fights Islam Makhachev, knocks him out, wins the championship, fights Poirier in the trilogy, beats. Imagine, dude, Conor's the biggest name in the world. The man never fights or doesn't win. Imagine if this man goes on a 3-fight heater. Like, holy shit.
No, it's absolutely incredible. Just the power he has. Even like, it used to be whenever I first got into the UFC and I meet somebody who's just like a casual or doesn't know the sport, it used to always be, oh, so you're going to fight Ronda Rousey one day? Now it's, oh, so have you met Conor McGregor? It's like, that's the casual question now. And it's like, it really is just like, he is so powerful. He's such a big name. Like, how do you do it without him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's funny. You ready? I never asked you this. Have you fought on the same card as Conor, or did you fight at the UFC, something that he was at? Have you guys ever crossed paths?
No, I've never actually met Conor. Like, never seen him, never even met him at all.
Very good. Casual. What a casual I am. I love it. Whoa, Dawson. I like Savage versus Wei Lee. 2025.
A little bit away from that one, but soon enough.
Dude, we love us some Dawson. Dawson was there in Canada. He was so pumped. Anything else? Like I said, t-shirts, hoodies. You got the girls love those shorts. Like my wife wears shorts like that. So maybe we have to get Savage shorts at the Van Auken house. But anything else going on?
Nah, just go ahead and check out the Who Wants the Smoke collection.
Yes.
Gee whiz. Well, thank you so much, G, for let me use your pen and sign autographs on Friday night. I appreciate that immensely. Thank you very much, dear friend. Maddie, I think that's it. It was awesome. We killed it. It went over an hour, but it was easy. Like easy.
Oh yeah, it always is.
It is. Hey, we wish Elle Dawson the best. Hopefully you
Yes.
feel better very, very soon. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. And like I said, by then we will probably know the UFC 300